tried to fit the pieces together, but like the sand dunes, they shifted when you weren't looking. Yeah. Here we go in these back parts. Still just looking about. Gotta enjoy the frisk air when we have it. And of course the fun of going insane. Said the Lord Jesus Christ! Now let's push that there. Not gonna light the candle because I'm dumb. There's light here anyway, and a note. Letter regarding the discovery of an orb. Of an orb? Or it's either, I think it's orb. To my most trusted student and friend, Johann Weyer. The most remarkable thing happened as I was traveling through the prison woods this summer. I finally found one of the orbs I have been looking for at least 20-odd years. It is inexplicable, as the Helodermus described it in the Hortus Conclusus. It was as if it was told about an underground Mithraic temple crowned with an unearthly artifact. The orb was big enough to fill my cupped hands, and the texture was smooth and jagged. Its color washed white while rich, or contrast is not enough to describe its nature. It was impossibility, an artificial paradox captured within stone. I was staying in a nearby village called Alstadt, investigating one of the antiquated trails when I finally found the cavern. I went inside and suddenly I could verify the truth of these enigmatic artifacts. They were real. Letter regarding the discovery of an orb. As you can understand, this is the most important discovery of my life, but it has also become my greatest fear. As I entered the underground chamber, I could feel that I was trespassing. Because of my curiosity, I did my best to fight these instincts and fetch the orb from its place. I scrambled out of the chamber and into the woods. I could sense something was following me, and it bayed loudly as it closed in. The beast, this guardian of the orb, was relentless in its pursuit. I made my way to a nearby ravine, where I stumbled upon some men fishing in the lake. I tried to warn them as I passed, but fortunately they remained as I continued my escape. When I heard the cry of pain echo through the valley, I felt such a tremendous sense of relief, thinking that I would be spared. Suddenly a blue shimmering light engulfed me, and the colors of the forest were washed away before my eyes. I kept running through the bleak surroundings, and the trees had turned charcoal black with leaves of cinder, the ground covered in murky water. I pressed on through the drenched land as the glowing ember gave way to the rising wind and rained on me. I could hear pleading screams in the distance as I joined in as pain and fear overtook me. I fell to the ground, gasping for air. This certainly must sound strange, but I had been carried miles away across the Alps to a grassy field outside Genoa. The guardian had taken the orb from me, but still until this day I fear its return. Sometimes I lay awake at night listening for the howling cry I heard in the forest. It has been nearly a decade since the day, and I still haven't been able to write about the incident. Last time we spoke, you told me your interest and ongoing research into the mythic orb, and I realized I owed you the truth about my visit to Alstadt. Your friend and mentor, Heinrich Cornelis Agrippa. Yeah. The darkness sees all and touches his orbs. More out there into the fogginess. Again, quaint. I'm willing to go on out with this. And you're like a dog barking outside, or maybe that's a wolf. What am I to know? I'm no biologist or animal cry identifier. I guess just my imagination. I thought there was something behind the bookshelves, like a secret passage or something, but alas. There's none of those religious type statues. I guess I was gonna let that break. I need to stop using my lantern. I became a little bit reliant on it in the last sequence. I can enjoy the dark as is. If I do rely on it, then I will lose all my oil for later in the game, and I probably need it more. There's enough natural light sources for me to get by in this particular case, so yeah, sneak on through and open you. Some doors go innie, some doors go outie. Let me read this. Animal experiment. Canis lupus Familiarius, 1658, April 12th. After a short study, it is clear that the agitation found among humans can be found in the dog. Fear and pain induce stress, which seem to trigger an endogenous response, causing the animal to burst with energy. I believe that the catalyst is produced in the brain. It is difficult to determine exactly where and what it is, but I can sense it. It reeks of cosmic genesis. There is an inherent problem in harvesting this energy, since the creature is bound to die from the exercise. I must refine this process of torture to enable any real work to be done. More experiments must be performed, but it seems that only human beings are able to produce the amount necessary. It might be their ability to appreciate the severity of the process that ultimately augments their experience and terror. Well, that is a dog head. Woof woof! Fetch, boy! Your own head! Canine spine.
Let's see what you have to offer. What a mess. I should have sharpened the saw, but I can sense it. It's definitely there.
Here. Yay. There's an old bird. Pick up old bird? I was really hoping I could. There's everyone's famed dog and bird collection. Anything else around here I might want to need? Chambers of the human skull. Yarp. Doing your research on human study. Milestones of human anatomy. Binding of balance. Canine jaw. Apparently he enjoyed doing his little experiments. Speaking of which, things to check out. There's a book here. A few books, actually. Yeah. Let's read into this stuff. No notes. Time to check all the drawers then. Tinderbox. Cool. 21. I'm not going to use it in this case. I'm guessing that's Alexander. I don't know what book that is, but sure, I'll read this note. Anatomy Frontiers, 1658, January 9th. Further disappointment, the antiquarian's latest finds yielded nothing, so unable to grasp the inner workings of life and its relation to the power I sense within it. I shall pursue more books on the subject, but I suspect it will be in vain. Since no research has been made in my particular interest, I must attempt to fill that void myself. Clearly humans emit more of the energy I seek, but I hope animals will suffice, as they would provide less of a hassle to acquire. Yep. Through, nothing on the bookcase. I guess we're gonna head on out. Alright. Well, do it to it, I guess. Anything under the table? Nope, we're good. Which means let's continue. Caved in. In our journal, we write this as find another way around the rubble in the study. I guess it'd be in here? So we have to find outside in the windows. No secret passages there. Can't interact with the dogs. The bird is paying attention to any sort of clue. Doesn't seem like it. Okay. The old fireplace. That's a no. Handle statues, no. Freaking that is no. It might not even be in here, but yeah, the painting is obviously suspicious. But guess not. Alright, which means we can probably head on out. Maybe I just get to this side of the stay from another hall entirely. The thing is, there's multiple halls to explore, so there's no reason to limit myself just to exploring this one. Yai. The guest room is next up on my to-do list. Let's go see how that area charts out. Let's leave one out through here. Herbert's trunk was wrapped in rope. The lock had been broken by thieves, he assumed. He wondered if anything had been left inside of all the hands that had passed. Alright, which means let's head on to the guest room. He returned the teacup to the saucer and picked up the orb as one would eat a wooden apple, and pondered on the strangest happenings.
My journal is gone. What would they want with my journal?
Maybe to put it around the place, apparently. I only have a slight headache, so I was wondering because of the cockroaches, which I'm assuming are insane insects. Out of the way. Seems like this place was tossed around, though. I could take up some of that, certainly. Speaking of which, does this make your health regenerates in this game? So I should be a little bit cautious. Maybe it regenerates to a certain point, but not fully. Let's read this.
2nd of July, 1839. I received a letter today from the Algerian governor's office disclosing the fate of Herbert's expedition. About a week after my departure, Abdullah, one of the men traveling with us, returned from the desert. He was badly injured, as if maimed by a lion. The man rambled deliriously about the expedition being attacked by something horrible. The French quickly dispatched a search party to look for the expedition. After searching for days, they found the camp abandoned without any trace of Herbert or his men. Tomorrow, I'll retrieve the things they recovered from Herbert's tent at the customs house. I don't know what to make of it, but I'm worried for him.
Sound. No, glancing about, there's more, I guess, oil. Let's check a few areas. What is this? Oh, it's like a rabbit. Hoppity hop rabbit will hop and I guess go way over in that side of the room. Actually, can I open up the clock cabinet? No? Okay. Well, these are all things. This room looks like a nice little dead end to explore, so I'm not gonna light the fire there. There's a cabinet. Nothing in any of these drawers. The bottom one is most likely to hide something, but didn't have anything. There's the same book I saw earlier. Here's another note. I'll read it, sure.
3rd of July, 1839. Today I picked up Herbert's things at the customs house. I dug through the trove of documents he had carried and found a log detailing the expedition. The nature of this text ranged from quick notes to colourful accounts of transpired events. I skimmed the pages, trying to figure out what might have happened. May 17th, the day I was trapped inside the orb chamber, Herbert dryly states, "Recovered Daniel after 1 hour of entrapment." This confused me greatly. I was suffocating within minutes. How could I have lasted an hour? I continued reading the peculiar text. Herbert states his facts without judgment or passion, but suddenly I could read frustration into his text. He pushed his men to investigate the underground tomb, an effort which seems to have strained the minds of his men. Madness spread through the ranks, and Herbert had to take some extreme measures to continue. He finally visits the chamber himself, where he retrieves the orb to the surface. His account confuses me greatly. If he has the orb, what are those pieces in my drawing room?
Ooh. Reals or fakes or reals? I don't know. Those are a crowbar. Just picked up the crowbar. Probably has some use somewhere. More of those tinder boxes I love so much. Seems all collected. Which means we can go over here to the other side. Yes, insane, have fun. Well, the door is stuck to a broken lock. What can I do what I think I can? Yep. Ta-da!
The key. Please, let it be here.
Key. Okay. An important key is hidden in the guest room. Well, let's go. Of course this happens. I'm hiding. Monsters don't know how to open cabinets. Just gotta wait for the time to pass. I think it left. Fun times. I like scripted monsters running around. So do either of these cabinets have the...
Oh, thank God, there it is. I guess it is a good place to hide it then.
Drop. Picked up the machine room key. Ooh, know where that goes. So I guess I'll read this.
4th of July, 1839. It's done! The orb is assembled. I was awakened by an exhausting nightmare. Shaking and sweating, I retired to the drawing room with a cup of tea. The relic pieces lay spread across the table as I'd left them, but somehow I knew how it was supposed to be. I fetched the tar, which I had prepared to fix the pieces together, and without fault I joined them, producing the orb I remembered so clearly. The tar proved unnecessary. It was pushed out from the joining pieces as they merged on their own, with no adhesive. The ancient stone relic now rests on my table. Its immaculate surface and perfect shape could have been molded by a factory. This is all too strange.
Oh my. Think he's gonna put together the clues? Maybe he will. Maybe he won't. I still haven't quite figured it out. I kinda get what's going on. It really just seemed like more details to get the basic of what's going on. But the story seems pretty straightforward so far. Kill Alexander. Yeah, they have an interesting relationship apparently in the past. Professor Taylor was the second death caused by his damned curiosity. Well, let's descend down the stairs. We have the key to the machine room, which obviously goes over there. I guess that means that we only have a few more areas to check out around here. The next one would obviously be this way. I want to check the dark corners wherever this is. This is the spoopy place, which means that we need to go down there and be spoopy. Storage. He panted heavily, trying his best to keep himself from screaming. The medicine cabinet had been overturned and lay collapsed on the floor. He reached through the broken glass door and grabbed all the sedatives he could find. Lead us down to the spoopy chamber. How's my health holding up? Crystal clear, and a few cuts and bruises, so I'm doing okay there. Just was checking it out. What do you have to say about this place? The darkness in the storage feels strange and unnatural. That's quite a note. Darkness in storage feels strange and unnatural. Which means there might be more to this? Maybe? Maybe not. I'm just looking around. Drawing little clicking things. I'll take the tinder warbirds and this health thing. That's a drill part. Ooh, more tinder boxes. Light candles, torches reduce loss of sanity caused by darkness. Not exactly the best choice when there's a monster sneaking around your parts, but I'll continue. I like the monster theme. Makes it sound slow and lumbering. Thus, to initiate some of the more insanity effects, your screen goes. Guess I'm gonna go completely insane down here. We all knew it was gonna happen eventually.
Please, let me go. I won't tell anyone, I swear. I just want to go home. No! Get away from me! Leave me alone!
You need to wait for that memory to go down. 'Cause one of the ways you can hear if monsters are coming is by their chains. And there's a woman crying again. We heard something like that earlier. I like that candle in this case. It seems to be either a dead end or I'm going someplace. Sure, I'll check out the dungeon rooms that will not budge. Okay. It's further down I continue to go. Blockaded, which means we're looking for another way. The rubble from the cave-in is hindering further passage and storage. Find a way to get through. This one is not one way to get by, but a way to get through. Which means I guess I'll head back up. Enough candles for fun times, really. The woman's still chanting, so she must be having a good time. Let's see if we can sneak over to her. Is there one doorway or two here? Only one. I can deal with that. Let's go down the crying woman, who may or may not be a monster about to get killed by a monster. Or is she just insanity? Who knows? There's a lot of potential answers. I don't trust the giant wine cellar things, honestly. The valve is rusted shut. Girl, I understand you're stressed right now, but now's not the time to be whining about all this. There's multiple doors, so I'll just choose one and move from there. I guess over here would be the best option. It's slightly open to creak. Continuing my... Oh yeah, insects are over the screen. Have fun, you guys. Keeping me company as I play my video games. Cool looking though. What's this? Real parts. Some items can be combined in the inventory. Press tab and then drag one to the other. Well, guess what? These two most likely go through together. Can't assemble the drill yet. Need to find all the parts first, which I'm guessing will then drill through that rock that we want to get past. It's all liable. The thing about these type of games, I enjoy this design, but I've played not Amnesia, but games kind of similar to it, I guess. Probably inspired by it in some part, where you go around into multiple locations and collect things. Which is fine, as I said, but it's definitely a noticeable design thing. Just to make it so you have to go backtrack into locations, you have to go collect multiple things at multiple viewpoints. Here's my light to keep me a little bit more insane. I'm not actually completely insane yet, though. Tinderbox and picked up drill part. Hand drill, small carpenter's drill. Well, we already put it together. It's a little bit faster than I anticipated. Still one more direction to look through before I give up on that. Do you think my character grows resistance to darkness as he spends more time in it? I think the woman's cry is coming from over here. Probably not. there's a chest back here. Almost didn't see it. Thankfully, I did see it, because there was a number of items that were kind of helpful in there. Kind of helpful, I mean pretty helpful. Anyways, now that we have our magical drill, we can go over this way. Let's go on up. I mean, I could probably walk there. Seems like I'm pretty okay right now, but you never know. Also, there's one more door I never checked out. Goes to show you what exploration can do. There's a note in here. Anything else before I read the note? There's a sign heading through here, which there really well could be, but there isn't. Let's read the note. Regarding the explosive mixture. Alexander, I prepared the explosives you needed for cleaning or for clearing the fluid drain. I can't stress enough how important it is the mixture is handled with care. Please try to tell your feather-brained servants this before you go ahead with your plans. The liquids are not by themselves explosive and should be kept separated to avoid further mishaps. I've arranged 2 large vats in the next room for the ingredients. All you need to do is mix the liquids and there you go. Grippa, prepare the explosives you need for clearing the flood drain. I can't stress how important the mixture is handled with care. Please try to tell your feather-brained servants this before you go ahead with your plans. The liquids are not by themselves explosive. That should get kept separated to avoid further mishaps. There's 2 large vats in the next room for the ingredients. All you need to do is mix the liquids and ready you go. Okay. Oh, so there's a tinderbox. Well, I do still have the chemistry pot, so I think I know what my purpose is. Drain my oil badly, though. I'll get a bit back. That's where I came from, so I shouldn't get myself all turned around. The valve has been rusted shut. Primarial. So there's a way to unrust it. Which maybe there is, then yeah, probably not the hand drill, like I think, but oh. Picked up partially filled pots. Valve's been rusted shut. So drill, which then is to be used with partially filled pots. Can I use the diamond this way? I think it's gonna be used in this way. Picked up explosive. It's the monster spawning, right? I still have the hand drill and I have the explosive. I should probably move from the spot because even the monster did show up. Probably be heading for that location. Wander through the dark. As the hint said, handle with care. So I'll be careful. To the best of my abilities means jump around all the way there. Very top. Staircases are always such a bad place to be in Oregon because there's no exit except for up or down. And usually they're pretty narrow. My sanity's probably been shot. Surprised I'm doing a little bit better than I thought I was, but that's okay. Probably because I'm making decent progress. Now with these explosives in hand, we can burn this out. That's been the hope, definitely. I think the female cries will ever actually have a source, or do you think they're just kind of there as atmospheric noise, or imply there's people I'm not seeing? I'm not alone. Don't stand too close to it when the explosive goes off. When does the explosive go off, though? Is it a time deal? Do I need to do something with it? At least there's a tinderbox there. Let me double click and see what it needs. Now stop the explosion for you, safely out of the blast radius. Oh, do I throw something at it? Actually, that might be the answer. There we go. That was it. Hurt a little bit. Barely conscious. Doing my job well. Some health regenerates at the very least. Continue deeper into the abode. Tinderbox, that's how many do I have now? 33? Sensible. Now let's sneak around a bit more. Fleshy crawly sounds. Could stand them though. Of course there's a door deeper in. I'll take advantage of that.
Why are you doing this? Get away from me!
I was gonna say, with that effect going on, I can't see for the life of me. I decided to wander in darkness for the time being. Down here, I'm going to appreciate the tender darkness. Let's walk through here. Up there. I guess I'm like in the torture dungeons or something. Everyone's favorite insect crawlings. Barrels? Yes, there is. More oil, which is always nice to have. Besides human skull, so. Back to sneaking. Ooh, this is why. Some of that favored meat around here. Oh, there's favored meat down here. That means there's likely monsters about, so better be ready. Honestly, I applaud the game for having too much consistency on the monsters, so that you don't get so familiar with them, so that they lose their scare factor. That's probably going to be a fatigue element later when they start throwing more of them at you, but so far at the beginning sequence they're handling it well. Make sure you don't get too familiar with what you're set up against. If you get too familiar with the monster, then it loses a lot of its impact, because then it becomes more mechanically based. A big part of horror, of course, is the mystery and figuring out how things are asserted and developed over time. So, yeah. It's good not to rely on the same few tricks again and again, because then obviously players will get them down, figure them out. When they can reason something, they can put purpose and point to something is when it loses off its fear effects. Then they can try and rationalize the monster. They can rationalize, then yeah, of course there's a kind of hard to do in horror games because you don't want to make the game frustrating without explaining the rules to the player, so typically a good idea is to keep the mechanics sound but keep elements of the unknown put inside there. There's me talking about horror theory now for a little bit. How insane am I? How am I a slight headache? I feel like I should be a lot more than this after being crouched into the dark for so long, honestly. I've been quite frankly sneaking around dark places almost exclusively for a while now. I'm just getting more immune to going around dark places. What is that? Human skull? Oh, it's rock. $37 of those. I can light up probably the final room like a Christmas tree. There's the monster. Of course he was hiding. If he finds me, it's fine. Speaking of the monster. Think he sees me yet? Yep, he sees me. You have to carry on. Sure. Nice of him to be hiding right behind that door this whole time, I should also add. I won't open that door till I need to then. We know that he's hiding behind it. Or actually, no, let's do science. I can probably sneak past him. Or he's gone. No, I hear him. Tinder block. Is there anything important that he was in? It seems like he just likes his tinder blocks. What tinder blockings? There we go. The assortment is complete. Well, that was that. Move on to the next location then.
Please, I'm begging
An unfortunate death as we needed victims. Climb a bit deeper in. It's gonna be fun returning all the way back. Nothing there.